All right, this tutorial is about area of a triangle. A triangle's area is half of a parallelogram. All right, so the formula that we use is area is equal to 1/2 the base times the height. So let me show you. I've got a rectangle and I have a parallelogram. They're both parallelograms. But if I take this rectangle and I cut it in half, okay? If I'm trying to find the area of this part, it is half of this whole thing. Same thing goes for a parallelogram. If I were to cut this in half, created two triangles, but when I put them together, it creates that parallelogram. But if I cut it in half, like I said, then this is half the area of the whole thing. All right, so some magic happened here. We have to keep in mind, again, base and height are always perpendicular, meaning they are going to create a 90-degree angle. All right, so look for those parts. So here we go. Here's our first example. So we have this triangle. We have only two sides that are labeled, and they just so happen to be perpendicular to each other. So we have our base and we have our height. So we start with our formula. Area is equal to 1/2 base times the height. And I'm going to fill in for my formula. So I'm going to say 3 times 5. Now here's where you have a choice to make. You can take half of one number, then take that answer times the other number. Or you could do this number, half of it times this, or you can multiply these together and take half of that. It's really up to you. All right, so I'm just going to do 3 times 5 because that's easy. That's 15. So then it becomes, what's 1/2 of 15? Well, that's 7.5. And then we have feet squared because, again, we did feet times feet. All right, so over here, just a different looking triangle. And then we have all the parts labeled. So I'm looking for that height, which is dashed. And it needs to be perpendicular with that base, which is 8. So I don't need this one and I don't need that one. That's just extraneous information. So again, start with your formula. And then we need to fill in. So 1/2 8 times 5. All right, so quickly I can do half of 8, which is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. And they are labeled in inches, and we need to show squared. All right, that was quick, but I hope it helped.